Community Hotline is made possible with generous support by Gresham Ford, the dealer with a heart. The Contribute to the Community program provides the opportunity for the Gresham Ford team to make a positive impact, serving their customers and helping people across the community. The Outlook, serving the residents of East Multnomah County for more than 100 years. The region's #1 source for information, The Outlook provides readers with intensely local coverage of the issues and people that impact our lives and community. The Mountain Hood Cable Regulatory Commission, advocating on behalf of the public interest on communications policy issues at the local, state, and federal levels. And by Stamp Connection. MetroEast values the support of our partners in the community, and we'd like to give a very special thanks to the sponsors who help make our programming possible.
Hello, I'm Monica Weitzel, the host of Community Hotline. Every week we bring you information about nonprofits working hard to make your world a better place. Tonight we'll start off with MetroEast Community Media. Here at MetroEast, we're continuously changing to keep up with technology and community needs. We'll bring you up to date on some of those changes. And next, we'll speak with the Refugee and Immigrant Hospitality Organization. Their mission addresses barriers that prevent new community members from thriving and fitting in. Community Hotline covers a wide range of topics about issues that affect you. Stay tuned. Hi and welcome to Community Hotline. I'm Monica Weitzel. We're here in Gresham at MetroEast Community Media. Glad you joined us tonight. We've got a full show and we're going to be starting off talking with Gresham's Nonprofit of the Year. It happens to be MetroEast Community Media. It's a good deal, huh?
Yeah.
Pretty proud of that. I think that's a pretty big deal. So the Gresham Chamber of Commerce announced us as a Nonprofit Business of the Year. And so to celebrate that, we're interviewing two of our newest employees for MetroEast, and to join us tonight, we have Andrew Keating. You are the IT manager.
Correct.
Nice to have you here, Andrew.
Nice to be here, Monica.
And Marina Aguero, you are the executive assistant.
Yes.
Thanks. So, Marina, let me start with you, if you would. You are the first person that people see when they come in the door.
Yes.
You're often the first person they talk to on the phone. So how important do you think that is, being the face of the company?
It's definitely important. I think that one of the main roles in that position is just making sure that people feel welcomed and comfortable, and that they know that we're completely approachable and happy to help them with any questions that they might have. And then I feel like, once you're comfortable in an environment, it's easier to get what you need done.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Fun.
We got to have that too, right? And we do have a fun time.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
absolutely.
It can be a crazy place, but we get a lot done.
Indeed, we do.
Yeah, yeah. And so one of the things that you do is signing people up for workshops. So can you tell us a little bit about the process, about what they have to do before they want to sign up for workshops and the kind of classes that we offer?
Yeah. So you would want to start with an orientation, and the classes are honestly available to everyone from 10 to 100.
And we have had 10-year-olds come and take the classes. We've had a 10-year-old actually run camera on this show. Did a fabulous job. Yeah, absolutely.
So open to everyone. There's something for everybody. They are very low cost, and give us a call, talk to us about them. I can help you sign up over the phone. We have our workshop catalogs here in...
Yes, you brought one, didn't you?
I did.
Maybe we could take a look at this catalog. I think
Look at
if anybody recognizes the person on this catalog, they might. But this is our, this comes
spring
out how
one.
often now? Quarterly?
It comes out once a quarter, so
Okay.
we just came out with the one that will be starting on April 1st, which is Sunday. And you can pick them up here. It's available online, and then it's also throughout the community in Gresham at various places, the library and just
Different
various
businesses and-
community
yeah.
businesses all throughout Gresham.
So these are some of the workshops that we have. Some of them are regular core workshops that we have every
Exactly,
month, like
yeah.
the field camera or studio camera. But then we have specialty ones like the iPad and GoPro. That's pretty
yes.
popular now. Special editing, advanced editing, and then but the orientation is the first thing to come to. It's free.
Yes, it's free. It's about 2 hours, and they offer it during the week, or we offer it during the week and on Saturdays. And the classes as well, it's a varied schedule, so it's kind of nice because if you work during the week or work on the weekends or you're a student, whatever your situation might be, there is some time when you can come in and take the classes.
Right, we kind of switch them around.
Yeah.
One month you might have a editing class on the weekends, and the next time it's on the weekdays.
Yeah.
Make it accessible.
Yeah.
And we also offer a lot of the workshops in Spanish.
Yes, so we do a lot of the classes in Spanish, and if there's a large group, Seth Ring is willing to teach them in Spanish as well if there's a big group that's interested. So just
And
contact us. and
You
we'll
are
make it work.
fluent in Spanish. You're one of our 3 employees that's fluent in Spanish.
Yes.
Yes. Has that been helpful to you? Have you used
It
that
definitely
much?
has. I've been using it a lot, especially the other day we had a lot of Latin people in here recording, I think, a music video. But yeah, I would say every single day I'm using it, whether it's on the phone or via email, or we'll even speak to each other in Spanish and discuss the various terminology that we use here.
Good, good.
But yeah, it's definitely something that I think is great, just because we're able to reach an entirely different demographic and make them as well feel comfortable by speaking their native language.
Right, right. And I don't think people realize that we broadcast in about 10 different languages,
Yeah.
which is impressive. So anybody can come here and take our classes, but we actually have the classes taught in English and Spanish. So Andrew, well, actually, before I get to you, we were talking about the different things we do, and we talked about the Spanish. We also have staff in Russian and Bosnian, and we just recently did that video. I think I want to show this video that we have. It was really fun. It's called Access the Future, and we did it about an upcoming conference that was going to be happening here. And so you two, if I remember correctly, you're the first one that we see in the video, right?
Yes.
And Marina, you're the next one.
I am.
And so, but it took up a lot of our staff people, and it was really fun.
It was really
to do
fun.
that as
It
a
was really
staff
cool.
project. So I think maybe we should take a look at that.
Yeah, let's do
Okay.
it. The future is accessible. Everything we do today paves the way for tomorrow.
Como medios comunitarios, tenemos una parte importante en una cultura que está constantemente cambiando.
И нам нужно спросить себя, будет ли сообщение средств массовой информации в будущем одновременными и мгновенными?
How do we share our collective resources within and between our communities?
Làm thế nào để chúng ta sử dụng công nghệ truyền thông chúng ta muốn làm cho tương lai của chúng ta tốt đẹp hơn?
Izazov za nas je da napravimo budućnost dostupnu za sve. Three, two, one.
To start the conversation, join us at the 2018 Northwest Media Summit, where you can access the future. That was fun.
That was so much fun.
That was just
super
all
fun.
one day, and not even the whole day. We did it pretty quickly. It was like,
Yeah.
Some days it's really easy to forget how talented all of us are and to lose sight of that. So doing that was incredible.
yeah,
really
it was fun. Our production team especially is really great. They really are.
Yeah, they had that done. I think the end of the day they had edited it.
But we were complaining it was like 10 cuts, and they're like, 10 cuts.
Nothing. Yeah.
Pull it together.
Yeah, it was fun. It was good. And it was a whole, it was really one shot. I mean,
Yeah, throughout the whole
so that
building.
was kind of impressive. That was fun. So Andrew, you were hired on here part-time first of all.
I was, yeah.
As a contractor, right?
Yeah.
And you were hired as what was your role? What was it?
It was just IT contractor.
Yeah. And so you were here how long before? About 3 months, and then we said we couldn't live without you, or
no, I was here for over like 6 months.
Oh, was it that long?
Yeah, it was.
Kicked
off like mid-year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Man, we were in an interesting place. We had to work through a lot of stuff that had just built up around us. You know, my colleague David, he was facing a lot of traffic and a lot of projects that just needed some help. And I was really glad to be facilitative in moving that forward.
Right. Yeah. Well, things change so fast in technology. I mean, it's just overwhelming sometimes, and we try to keep up with all the newest stuff here, but I'm just trying to keep up with it for any company is difficult.
Right.
So we did kind of an IT audit, and to find out some of the areas that we needed a little help in, or what areas we excelled in, and go from there. So how involved were you with that as far as making changes?
Ron Braithwaite, who also works with us in the IT department, was pretty instrumental in making sure that all of our systems were audited. And from there, we received a booklet of recommendations that we wanted to pursue aggressively.
And prioritized.
Correct. Yeah. So all of that being a discussion, of course, along the way of like, how do we move these things forward, and what is a domino to another piece of our puzzle. Ultimately, our organization is complex in that our data footprint is so large, and the amount of traffic that goes in and out of our building, internet, cable, all of these technologies, we're really trying to get a lot of information out consistently, and to do that securely, safely, and modernize it. There's a lot of pieces that need to move at the same time.
Good. You talk a lot about user experience.
Yeah.
That's a term that I hear frequently these days. So tell me how that relates to MetroEast.
It really is my bread and butter. The IT is supposed to be, or has traditionally been thought of as like, how do we make things work? And when they break, how do we fix them?
Right.
But me being on the IT team has given me a chance to shine in figuring out what a user needs and how to anticipate what the experience should look like from the moment that you get to your desk. Do you need a sit or stand desk? Thinking about ergonomics.
And so you're talking about actually in MetroEast itself, internally.
Yeah.
Which was so wonderful.
Yeah, we had a little bit of work to do. And there's no shame in saying that. I mean, we wanted to have a more collective experience of enjoying where we work and the technology that we use when we're at work. Because it's a second home. Most of us call this place home. And if you're not healthy at your desk, if you're not using a computer that's agile enough to keep up with your workflows, if we're not thinking about how we future-proof what we go after, we're missing the mark.
Explain what you mean by future-proof.
So it's this concept of thinking, like, what are you going to need in 2020, and how do we set ourselves up for success now? And giving you a piece of technology, giving you software that we can develop over time and create checkpoints along the way so that we end up at our end goals, and potentially even goals that we didn't even know we had that we set in subtext.
Right.
But future-proofing is incredibly important to me. When we talk about an appliance that costs, say, $15,000 to do something in our network, do we want to spend that extra $5,000 and make sure that we're aggressively getting ready for whatever's coming next? We have to think a lot about HD. We have to think about how accessible and mobile our world is becoming. Are people shooting with expensive cameras, or are they shooting with their iPhones? And how do we get and collect that information? And in particular, our organization being so media driven, there's so much data. What do you do with that wealth of data?
We have all these shows. We have shows created by our staff, such as that piece. We have shows created from people outside the organization, and a lot of them created by volunteers here. And we're 33 years old, so we don't have all of that, but we have a lot.
And tying it back to user experience, then, how are we empowering people then to go through those archives? How are we giving them the ability to take data? How are we making sure that we are set for the amount of data that we have and the amount of data that we're going to create?
And a lot of those things that weren't even possible to do a few years ago. So now having that ability, we have to embrace it and figure out the best way to do it for us and for our clients. Yeah. So how did you end up here, Andrew? 'Cause if I remember correctly, your degree is in Human Development and Family Studies.
Yeah,
how did you come to IT? That doesn't, Wisconsin.
From Wisconsin. Pack your bags, we're going. So I was always fascinated with how technology was influencing families, and that was pretty much the focus of my thesis. I was at an Apple store and I watched kids in cooperative play with 4 iPads for about 6 hours. Yeah. And just witnessing how certain kids would be more reserved to ask for help, and how even the shyest of kids would somehow, if they were holding an iPad, how they were so much more compelled to ask their peers for help. Really? So it was really fascinating to see just that interaction on that level, but then also taking a look at the parents around the room and how for some parents it's an ability to have a reprieve, and for others it's a complete toolkit of making sure that their kids are excelling, learning faster. So that kind of fascination was always there. I always wanted to marry the experience of human nature and communication and love and empathy and try and grab technology and jigsaw that together.
Well, and technology is such a part of our lives now. Yeah. Whereas it wasn't when I was growing up. I mean, it's changed so much that and now there's a lot of people worrying about the negative effects of it. So that's there's all that too. Yes, you get a reprieve, but my parents put us in front of the television. That was a reprieve. But maybe it was Sesame Street, so it's educational. There's that. It's hard to know.
It's hybridized parenting, really. I mean, the complications that this world poses for parents, for individuals.
It's a hard job, no matter what.
It really is, and this could really take us. We could veer off the road.
We could be here all the time.
Really could. But I think that as an organization, we are really stepping up to the mark to be prepared for tomorrow.
I'm glad to hear you think that.
Yeah, and we're winning awards with more applications and good writing.
It's a good place to be. Yeah, it's a good place to be. Well, thank you for being on. We could talk forever, but I do have another guest coming up, so I don't want to neglect him. So thank you so much for being on here, and so glad to have you here at MetroEast.
Glad to be here.
Thanks for watching this first segment. We'll be right back in just a few moments with more of Community Hotline.
Community Hotline is made possible with generous support by Gresham Ford, the dealer with a heart. The Contribute to the Community program provides the opportunity for the Gresham Ford team to make a positive impact, serving their customers and helping people across the community. The Outlook, serving the residents of East Multnomah County for more than 100 years. The region's #1 source for information, The Outlook provides readers with intensely local coverage of the issues and people that impact our lives and community. The Mountain Hood Cable Regulatory Commission, advocating on behalf of the public interest on communications policy issues at the local, state, and federal levels. And by Stamp Connection. MetroEast values the support of our partners in the community, and we'd like to give a very special thanks to the sponsors who help make our programming possible. MetroEast plays a vital role in strengthening community life by helping nonprofit organizations share their story. One major opportunity we offer is Community Hotline, our weekly talk show that highlights the stories of our community's nonprofit organizations.
We've had a lot of people call Ride Connection because they've seen us on Community Hotline. We can reach people that I've never thought about reaching out to.
We can get that word out to a broad audience quickly.
The list of causes and nonprofits that we support is really incredible.
Do you know a nonprofit you'd like to see on Community Hotline? We'd love to have them on the show. Give us a call.
What local community media is to us is literally our lifeline to what's going on in the lives around us.
The absolute most important thing that happens in your neighborhood.
People's local communities are usually what's most important to them.
Because we're the faces, the smiles, the peoples, and the personalities of the community.
To not only give people a voice, but to have their voice heard.
Hi, I'm Joy from the Portland Kitchen. Community Hotline has been devoted to supporting the work of local nonprofits for over 20 years. With 40+ shows a year, featuring more than 100 nonprofit guests, MetroEast is the go-to place to find out about the great work of nonprofits like ours. Tune in every Wednesday at 7 to see the show.
The Rosewood Initiative is a nonprofit community center located on 162nd and Stark. We're focused on serving, building, and connecting the community to resources that will better their lives. Rosewood is so much more than a building. We're a community.
Every week on Community Hotline, we highlight the great work of local nonprofits in our area. And now you can also see us on our live Facebook feed, 7 p.m. every second and fourth Wednesday of the month. So tune in and find out what's going on in your community. Welcome to Community Hotline. I'm Monica Weitzel. We're here in Gresham at MetroEast Community Media. With me now tonight, I have John Bascarone, who is the director of the Refugee and Immigrant Hospitality Organization.
Correct.
It's a pleasure to have you here, John.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
You're also the pastor at the Arabic Christian Church, and you are also a MetroEast volunteer.
Correct.
So you have your shows here too. So,
yes,
so it's really nice to have you here in the studio on the other side from me instead of.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you, thank you. So the Refugee, Immigrant, and Hospitality Organization has been around what, a couple of years now?
Yeah, about 2.5 years.
Okay, how did it get started? Were you there from the beginning?
Yes.
Or, okay, tell me a little bit about why it was founded and what your mission is in this community.
Well, because I was a pastor. Mm-hmm. I'm still a pastor.
You're still a pastor?
I'm still a pastor for the Arabic Church. And I have a call for some time, a while back, from somebody from Jordan. There's a refugee family coming to Portland, and they need help. Okay. And they asked me to sponsor them. And
churches often are asked to do that, right?
Correct.
I mean, different churches are.
Correct.
Are the ones who usually come forward.
Right.
Like. Yeah.
But this pastor from Egypt, he called me and he said, this family need help and they need to sponsor. Can you do that? They're coming to you in Oregon. I said, sure, I can do that. So I sent my information. We got the confirmation back and they're coming. So during my meetings with the fellow pastors here in East County, and I asked for help. So somebody from the South Henry Catholic Church called me and they said, we can help you. I said, okay.
And what kind of help were they looking for? What kind of help did they need?
Well, any refugee comes here and need like help to be comfortable and to build this house because they need everything you can imagine.
They're starting from scratch.
Starting from scratch.
Yeah.
So the settlement organization like Catholic Charity, Lutheran, and SOAR, they put the minimum in their house. Like if they 4 children, 4 people in the house, they leave 4 spoons, 4 forks, 4 each one, just the minimum bare to get by with.
Which is great that they have that.
Absolutely.
But that's the bare minimum.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So when I got that help from the Catholic Church, and we got donations for houses. It built 3 houses actually.
Really?
Yes. The church was very generous, and my co-partners, she bought a tree in the church, like a egg tree.
Okay.
It was Lent months, just like we are going through this
right now, same time.
And we got lots of houseware and.
So is this kind of like a Christmas tree with people take a tree off of it or take a tag off of it and give a toy to a needy person?
Correct.
They take something off there and take an egg off of it or whatever and say, oh, they need a set of dishes or they need,
Correct. We Nancy, she bought the tree, but we bought 100 eggs. Like we need bedspread or silverware or
whatever,
paper towels, whatever.
Those things that actually cost a lot of money to supply your house, like your laundry detergent and your cleaning products and just those basic things everybody needs. Sure.
We got, it start was 100 eggs in the tree. We made 350.
Wow.
And we have stuff to build to can make 3 houses actually.
So you had more than enough.
More than enough, but what we did is we kept what we can keep, and we gave half of it to Catholic Charity.
Okay.
Because they have a lot of people coming from Middle East, from Iraq, Syria, Afghanistan, Somalia.
Really, the world over, people are coming, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So is the help that you provide mostly for the community, like the Arabic community, or is it for anybody?
It started in my mind as an Arabic community, but my co-partners, we talked about it. I said, if anybody come from outside need help, are we gonna stop because he's not an Arab?
Right.
No, because Matthew 25, what the Lord told me is to do that. It's whoever helped my little brothers, he does it to me. So, okay, it's fine. If he's Arabic, Afghanistani, whatever nationality, whatever the color is, whatever, we have no restrictions.
Well, we're all going to be neighbors. We're all one community, or
True.
should be. So, yes, that makes sense.
True. And what moved me is one of the Syrian family, I went to meet them in the airport, and they were walking from the airport, and I said hello, but I said by Arabic. So the guy looked at me and he said, after that he told me, when I heard your voice say hello, I felt like I've been born again.
It probably meant so much to them just to hear that, right?
Correct, because they have so much hard time in other airports, in the transit. They have no money, they don't speak English, they're hungry, they were crying. The guy, if you see the guy, I hate to see him in dark alley, actually.
He's a big guy.
He's a big guy, but he's a very nice guy.
Oh,
and I heard that from them later. So we took them home, me and SOAR organization. We showed them how they can operate the stove, operate the microwave.
Things you might not even think about that people don't know.
Correct.
Right.
So we make them feel comfortable, let them sleep at night. We have the organization, SOAR resettlement, they have food for them and everything. So we got them set it down. After that, next day we went there and we tried to comfort them, sign papers and things. And he told me the story. So he was scared. He was isolated.
Sure.
And he told me, I don't know if the American people can accept us. We are, because they're Muslims, and the wife, she wear the hijab.
Right.
And so they were afraid. So
I don't blame them.
Right. They have no jobs, no English, no language, and no money.
No way to make yourself understood.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's where we stand by them. Take care of their bills, not to pay it, but we find organization can take care of it, or how they can pay it, open their checking account, or give them a phone, help them with this. If you see in our logo is like a bridge, and then a house on the top of the bridge.
Right.
So I felt like we're doing a bridge from their culture to our culture here in America.
That makes perfect sense. Now you brought some pictures, John. I think we should take a look at them. Kind of give us a feel for some of the resources that you are able to provide.
Right.
Let's see. Okay. So what are we looking at here?
Oh, we're looking at here. One of the things what we did, I was gonna come to it. We have an office in Rosewood in Sedative. We rent a pool there, but we give us a space for like we making like English second language.
Okay, and the Rosewood Initiative is at 162nd and Stark. Right, and
yes.
your location is right.
Our location there right now.
Right there. Okay.
Yes. So these people here, they came to learn English.
Okay. Okay, and these people are not all from the same country, are
No,
they?
we have Afghanistanis, we have Burmese, we have Somalian, and we have Arabic people, Middle Eastern. So the adults, they said, this is the kids.
Okay.
We have another volunteer take them on the side. We divide the area, and they take the kids to the side and try to play with them or teach them how to do things like that.
That's great. And the kids pick up English so quickly themselves.
The kids does.
Yeah, but the parents, they're the ones that have a harder time with it.
Right,
yeah.
right. And that's one of the things when I see this family was scared, God put in my heart to do like a welcome center. The welcome center like this, the picture before that, that's where the schools is. We get the people to sit down and talk, have coffee.
Just like this
yeah,
one,
like this area here and where the other people studying English. We sit down, talk, drink coffee, just relax. Say whatever is on with no restriction.
Yes.
Right, social time. That's the main thing for the welcome center.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then
and it's necessary, isn't it? Because
it is.
That's something they probably really need and are lacking in a.
Well, they have no friends.
Right, right.
They have no relatives.
It's scary. Yeah.
Right. So when they see somebody like me speak English, and go talk to them and try to let them teach them how to do this and how to do that, or go with them, or at least be beside them.
They'd probably just love you. When
oh yeah.
It's like, oh my goodness.
You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised.
No,
yes,
I wouldn't.
thank God I have good relationship with them until now. I'm a Christian pastor. We serving most of the Muslims peoples, and they ask why you do that, because we're Christian and we got Muslim, but we have, I believe God loves everybody, and we are here to do God's work.
There you go.
And that's what we're doing.
And that's wonderful.
This area here, one of the churches, Gresham United Methodist Church, right in Norman and 8th. They volunteer and give us the basement, and now we collect household goods.
Nice.
And like these people here, Syrians, they come here, any family, they come here, or the settlement organization call, we have a family coming, they need some stuff. So they walk in, we have like a shopping cart, they go shop around and take whatever they need.
That's wonderful.
And either they have a transportation, or we can sometimes we rent a U-Haul truck.
Wow.
And we take the furniture for them.
Yeah.
You see, we have some furniture. This is my wife sitting in the back, her hand in the hip, and we have some furniture. And if, like I said, if they have no transportation, we rent a U-Haul truck sometimes, and we give it to them. So we do that for the community. They live here. We like to make them feel comfortable.
Well, yes, of course. They're going to be your neighbors.
Welcome.
And you're sort of setting it up for a better future for everybody, right? If you're all getting along and you all care about each other, I mean, it just makes sense.
That's the main thing. Just let them feel comfortable and safe. And we try right now. What we're doing is like a network of work. I have some companies like Portland Baking, Special Baking in Sandy. They hire the non-English speaker people, and I have some other companies I have connect with. WorkSource, and Goodwill. and they help us to get these people because they don't speak English, and we try to provide work for them.
So there are some entry-level, especially jobs that would give them time to learn English and to practice their English skills, even if they're trained in something more, more advanced or more specific, they can at least get working and get some income.
Because most of the people they come from back east, from Middle East, they have no trades or labor workers, and plus that they have no English.
Right.
So we have to find a job for them because the others help from the state, it does not last long and it is not enough. So we don't want them to depend on the state or the government.
Right.
So we try to provide jobs for them, and we give them jobs. And
so if there are people watching who have a business where they'd be willing to hire somebody who's a non-English speaker, you'd be open to hearing about that, I imagine?
Absolutely.
Or if there's an organization who is able to donate extra stuff that they have, whether it be food or furniture or anything else, would you be open to having them contact you?
Sure. Yeah. Yes. That's what we're here for. Yeah. And we strive, and actually it's individual effort. We have no organization sponsor us or anything like that until now. Okay. But we're doing that individually, help. And
so you can probably use some volunteers too, I bet.
Right. I'm volunteers.
Right.
My co-worker, people is volunteers also.
So it's a volunteer-run organization.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Good.
Yes.
Good. And I think that's a really worthy endeavor to welcome people, make them feel welcome. And if you have English or you have non-English skills, if you can speak another language, that you'd probably be very welcome to come help out, I imagine.
You'd be surprised how much comfortable they be when see somebody like me or somebody try to help them out, or just the joy.
Right. And just the fact that you make an effort to speak to them in their language probably is amazing.
It's amazing.
They just feel like, oh my goodness,
it is amazing.
It's okay here.
It's amazing.
I can relax a little bit. Yeah, that's wonderful.
It's beautiful.
Is there anything else you'd like to tell us that we need to know about the Refugee and Immigrant Hospitality Organization before I let you go here?
We need all the help we can get.
Pardon?
All the help we can get.
As most nonprofits do, but especially if it's a volunteer-run organization.
From nonprofits and and people, if we have a lot of volunteers, English teacher volunteers, they teach here.
Right.
Even the teacher will become volunteer. Goodwill, they send some people, and we get some people from Portland State.
Okay.
So we have volunteer, but we need the help and volunteer to get house goods and things like that. And if you have furniture or if you want to donate some money, we're open to all donations.
Sure.
We have 501c, and we can help. We can give tax receipts and everything.
Okay, good. So, one last question. You are located in East Multnomah County.
Yes.
What area do you serve? I mean, do you serve mostly just people in East County?
No, we mostly, yes, but because Beaverton's too far, all these areas too far. So whatever, and if somebody come from Beaverton have transportation and he needs something,
You're
he's
not
welcome.
going to turn him down, are you?
Right.
I can already tell.
Right.
That's wonderful. Thank you, John. Thank you for the hard work that you're doing and for the organization. I think it's a really necessary resource in these times. So thanks.
Thank God, and thank you for let me put this in the air like that.
Sure.
And thanks for MetroEast, and I love the sets here. So that's why we're working with you guys.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us tonight at MetroEast Community Media for Community Hotline. Do come and watch us again next week. We'll be right here waiting for you. Good night.
Hotline is made possible with generous support by Gresham Ford, the dealer with a heart, The Contribute to the Community program provides the opportunity for the Gresham Ford team to make a positive impact, serving their customers and helping people across the community. The Outlook, serving the residents of East Multnomah County for more than 100 years. The region's #1 source for information, The Outlook provides readers with intensely local coverage of the issues and people that impact our lives and community. The Mount Hood Cable Regulatory Commission, advocating on behalf of the public interest on communications policy issues at the local, state, and federal levels. And by Stamp Connection. MetroEast values the support of our partners in the community, and we'd like to give a very special thanks to the sponsors who help make our programming possible.